Hud went to Ad, I think, and Saleh went to Thamud, and maybe vice versa. But anyway, you have Ad and Thamud, Hud, and Saleh. Now, in my work, these are considered Arabian prophets of olden times, warners before Muhammad. But in my work, I think I've begun to work in this area, and I feel that these are reflections of northern Syrian stories about conversions to these other Sabaean-like groups that I mentioned to you in northern Syria, in between Judaism, Christianity, and Islam in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th centuries and so on. And there we know from the Christian texts and Christian sectarian texts that there was someone called Adai, that also in the New Testament is called Thaddeus, Adai. And then there's Thomas, Thamud. And then there's Hud. Hud is clearly Yehuda, Hud, Yehuda, Judah, Yehuda. Arabs call the Jews Yahud, Hud, a shortening of the name of Judah. And we know that the messengers sent by the early Christians from northern Syria were Thaddeus, Adai, Yehuda, Judas Thomas. And then, of course, in early Christianity, Saleh in Arabic means righteous one. James is the righteous one in early Christianity. And these messengers were sent by James to northern Syria. And there were conversions that took place. And I think that what's being transmitted here are vague intimations of these northern Syrian conversion stories that center around characters by the name of Thaddeus, Adai, Hud, Yehuda, Thamud, Thomas, Judas Thomas. You know, Thomas was known in the sectarian text as Judas Thomas or Yehuda Thomas, Thomas being the twin, Toma. Anyway, that's very vague and there's no way to prove it one way or the other, but to my mind those are strong intimations of connections. And that would further intimate that that somehow there is material from earlier period trickling down into these materials here. That may or may not be true, I just pointed out to you. Those who are interested in that can push it further, those who are not can forget about it. 96, the clock we already had. Now, it was considered that the first surah was revealed on the night of power. So here, 97 is a very short little fragment of a verse called Power. And that's considered when that first surah was revealed, when he got his first vision in the cave. And that's called Leil al-Quwa, night of power. Who we revealed it on the night of power. Who will convey unto you what the night of power is? The night of power is better than 1,000 months. And what happens then? The angels and the Spirit. There's the Spirit again. What's that? The Holy Spirit in Christianity. Holy Spirit descending. Descend therein by the permission of their Lord with all degrees, and peace until the rising of the dawn, the all-night vigils at night. So that's supposed to be a commemoration of the first revelation, the night of power. It's also part of the Ramadan festivities. Just like I told you, Ramadan is the 8th month, commemorates the revelation of the Quran. The 7th month in the Mosaic material, Judaistic material, biblical material commemorates the revelation of the Torah of Moses. It's a parallel situation. Again, more about the night and these are little sort of bits here, as we said at the end. I call them fragments. Someone else might think that they are more than that. But look at 103. By the declining day, a man is in a state of law, save those who believe and do good works. There it is again, believe and do good works. Jamesian. And exhort others to be truthful and patient. All that is in the letter of James. but it's just a snippet there. The elephant we already had. Palm fiber we already had. And finally, I think the unity. Basically, the oneness of God. Surah 112. Say Allah is one, the eternally besought. He begetteth not, nor was he begotten, and there is none comparable to him. So, confession of the oneness of God. That's it. That's the early surahs of the Quran. Not all of them are early, but it's hard to say which are totally early, but those are the early fragments. Now what we want to do is go back to the biography of the Prophet and then look at later surahs. Now, the way scholars organize these things, you have several Meccan periods. You have an early Meccan period,